Kicking off the list is Hank McCoy's transformation into Beast in 2011's X-Men First Class. A natural-born mutant, Beast is a founding member of the X-Men and one of the most influential members of the X-Universe. Not only is he smart as a whip, he's gifted with super speed, strength, agility, and endurance. But when we first meet McCoy, we see a young man greatly at odds with himself. He accepts his powers but detests his inhumanly long and large limbs. This pushes him to invent a serum that he hopes will cure him and make him more human while keeping his mutant powers intact. But, as luck would have it, the serum has the reverse effect. McCoy ends up with blue fur, fangs and claws, making him appear more bestial than he ever did before. McCoy eventually comes to accept his transformation into the creature that they now call Beast.
Don't mock me.
Next up is the explosive moment when Carol Danvers turns into Captain Marvel, one of the MCU's strongest and finest. Released in 2019, Captain Marvel traces the origin story of its titular heroine. We see Danvers, an Air Force pilot and a human, caught in a space battle with an alien warrior named Yon-Rogg. Yon-Rogg's after the engine of the aircraft piloted by Danvers, which is powered by a mysterious energy force. Rather than let him have the engine, Danvers shoots it down, causing an explosion. She ends up absorbing the energy blast, which is actually the power of one of the Infinity Stones, and thus Captain Marvel is born, an alien-human hybrid who can fly and shoot laser beams from her hands. Sadly, the explosion robs Danvers of her memories. The transformation resulting from an epic explosion is hardly new territory in superhero movies, yet this moment stands out because it's dramatic and believable. And colourful is perhaps the best way to describe transformation number 8. Oh wait, there's an even better word, isn't there? Smoking. Jim Carrey's transformation into the Mask in 1994 smash hit is now legendary. Well, it's actually Carrey's character, the cowardly bank clerk Stanley Ipkiss, who becomes the Mask. But given that this was a career-defining role for the actor, there's no need to nitpick, is there? In the famous scene, Ipkiss tries on a strange mask that he's found on his way home. Little does he know the unassuming-looking object contains the spirit of the mischievous Norse god Loki. Mask on, Ipkiss turns first into a human tornado and then the Mask, a motor-mouthed trickster with no inhibitions who brilliantly pulls off a snazzy yellow suit despite his very green face. While he might appear more cartoon-like than a superhero, all credit to Carrey's incredible body comedy, the Mask does have incredible powers. He can warp reality, create objects out of nothing, shapeshift, and heal himself. He's also super strong, fast, and intelligent.
You were good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?
Be careful of the next entry, it might just bite your head off. Yes, we're talking about the moment when journalist Eddie Brock turns into Venom in the 2018 movie of the same title. The British actor seems to prefer roles that require him to put on a creepy voice. In the transformation scene that follows the aforementioned head-biting, Brock is confronted by Venom, the alien symbiote that's now bonded with his body. Venom is a mass of black goo with a spectacular set of teeth that are, strangely, reminiscent of the design of Bane's mask. Venom comes with some crazy powers too, including the ability to produce an endless supply of biofluid webbing. Webbing is associated with another hero, Spider-Man, and there's a connection there. Having bonded with Spidey earlier, Venom absorbed some of the web slinger's distinct abilities. True to his name, Venom is also poisonous. One bite and you'll die a very painful death, which might make having your head bitten off a better bet.
We are Venom.
Open your eyes.
The Doctor is in at number 6. When Doctor Strange released in 2016, it blew my mind with some of the most visually arresting CGI used in movies. This was put to especially great use in the scene where the brilliant but broken neurosurgeon Stephen Strange becomes Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Strange after suffering an injury that all but ends his medical career. Changing the course of his life, Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, arrives at Kamartaj in Nepal to train in the mystic arts and give his life new meaning. But it's a train training session like none other. It sends him into a spiritual dimension and on a magical mystery tour of a universe he'd never have comprehended as a mere human. The superhero born of this training has one of the most unique skill sets we've seen: teleportation, astral projection, dimension hopping, universal awareness, the ability to set up protective fields, you name it, and he's got it. At the halfway mark now, and we have Neo waking up in the real world. Back in 1999, The Matrix made Keanu Reeves a household name. The movie also became a trailblazer that forever changed the way filmmakers used visual effects and action sequences. Boring old gunfights gave way to beautifully choreographed action and gravity-defying stunts that have since been mimicked countless times. The film was fresh, experimental, clearly ahead of its time, and unforgettable. The same can be said for the scene where the hero, Neo, wakes up in the real world after having been tricked into living in a dream world and believing it to be reality. In a clever bit of filmmaking, the movie uses the metaphor of birth to show Neo's transformation into the One, the savior who will free humankind from the Matrix. That in itself makes this scene incredibly powerful and thought-provoking.
Welcome to the real world. My name is Shazam.
Wait, for real?
There's more magic in the mix because at number 4 we have Shazam. In 2019 Shazam, 15-year-old Billy Batson's transported to a magical place where he meets a strange old wizard. The old man tells Billy he's the chosen one and passes on his magical powers to the young boy. Unlike the rather complicated training Doctor Strange must undergo to become the Sorcerer Supreme, Billy's transformation into Shazam is pretty simple. All he needs to do is say the name Shazam and get struck by lightning from the old man's staff. Thereafter he finds himself in the real world, dressed to the nines in a shiny red suit with a flouncy white cape and glowing chest. Oh, and by the way, he's now much older than his 15-year-old self. While you might not be inclined to take this DC hero too seriously because of his flashy appearance and his less than impressive name, make no mistake, he's as strong as they come. After all, he's inherited the combined powers of 6 gods, and that's nothing to sneeze at. Taking the third spot is Dr. Manhattan. Many of our superheroes trace their origins to a simple accident. The same can be said of Dr. Manhattan, a godlike being with the powers of clairvoyance and teleportation. Before he becomes the glowing blue figure championed as America's savior, he's just John Osterman, a nuclear physicist and an ordinary man with a lot going for him. That's before he gets caught in a horrible workplace accident and loses his life. The radiation vaporizes his body until there's nothing left of him. But it turns out that Osterman's conscious survived the accident and lived on as an electromagnetic pattern. With his strange new powers, Osterman puts himself back together piece by piece, eventually evolving into his superhero form. In 2009's Watchmen, the story of Osterman's transformation into Dr. Manhattan unfolds in a series of flashbacks. Some paranormal-style moments when a disembodied Osterman appears in front of his old friends gives the good old-fashioned storytelling a nice touch. Green. Smashing his way right to the top is Hulk. Nothing beats a mild-mannered average Joe mutating into a great big green monster with an anger management issue. The Incredible Hulk hit theaters back in 2008 with Edward Norton, and not Mark Ruffalo, playing the socially repressed nuclear scientist Bruce Banner and his mindless muscle-bound alter ego. 12 years on, the film remains memorable for its incredible transformation scene. Strapped to a gurney for an experiment, Banner slowly turns into the monstrous entity that he lives in abject fear of. Watching him transform physically, you can't help but wonder if things will go out of control and if the experiment will end in disaster. Will Bruce Banner give in to the Hulk, turn into a monster that doesn't think and only knows how to kill and destroy? The Hulk's transformation remains one of the most visually arresting in superhero movie history, right up there with Steve Rogers' metamorphosis into Captain America in 2011's Captain America: The First Avenger, and a similar Bruce Banner moment from 2003's Eric Banner star Hulk, both of which made it to my original video. So there you have it, the top 10 superhero transformations in movies volume 2. Did your favourite moments make it to this volume? Let me know in the comments below and click on the link above to check out the first volume. Once again, subscribe if you enjoy movie related content and top 10s, and keep an eye out for my next video. I'll see you next time on The TV Regent.